We take a look at this matchup on paper. Jason Bader, 3 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, 31 years old, fighting out of Lincoln, Nebraska, an independent fighter. His opponent tonight making his MMA debut, so the experience obviously goes to Bader, but Zeus Blair, 27 years old, also fighting out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and Pinnacle Sports there in Lincoln is where he does his training.
I've actually had the opportunity to train at Pinnacle Sports when it was Lincoln MMA before, and man, they home some great fighters, man. They got Dwight Joseph there. They got, plenty others, a handful of guys, Robert Rojas, and the list goes on and on. But I'm excited to see now that they got a heavyweight. I don't think they had that before, so I'm excited to see, Zeus and how he comes out and performs. He's not scared to shy away from a challenge with a guy who's got 9 fights in the cage, and Pinnacle Fitness fighters normally aren't. They come ready to go. Right.
And typically when you see these heavyweights, you're going to see some punches thrown. Don't get me wrong, Ryan, there's some very technical heavyweights out there in the ground game.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is scheduled for 3
throwing down. Here's Mike Kendall with the official fighter
introduction. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5'11", weighed in at 217 pounds, holding an amateur record, 3 wins, 5 losses, training out of Skywalker 101 and fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Jason Bader. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, is a boxer standing 5'10", weighed in at 210 pounds. Making his amateur debut here tonight, training independently. In fighting out of Elwood, Nebraska, Zeus Blair. Your referee is Dave Jobin.
And here we go, fight number 4 underway. Jason Bader, the fighter out of Lincoln, Nebraska, with Skywalker 101, actually out of Omaha, that gym, Ryan. And Zeus Blair, the independent fighter out of Elwood, Nebraska. The heavyweight's gonna meet in the middle, and here we go. As you heard Mike Kendall say, Zeus Blair making his debut in mixed martial arts. The experienced fighter, Jason Bader, 3 wins and 5 losses. And there we go, as we thought we might see, Ryan, the big boys throwing some punches.
Right. Let's talk about the third man in there, Dave Jobin.
Yeah.
He's my favorite ref. But no, these guys are getting after it right out of the gate,
Standing in the center and trading, Jason Bader in the gray. The dark gray, I should say, with red.
Some good head movement from Blair.
There is. Zeus Blair making his MMA debut in the light gray with red trunks.
I would like to see Zeus keep that chin down a little bit. Jason Bader just took a shot on the chin, and he said, I want some more of that. Let's
He's just letting him.
Yeah, he just let him pop off 3 or 4 shots.
Both fighters just happy to throw punches. Our first 3 fights of the evening has all ended with submission victories. I have a feeling that's not going to be the case here in this heavyweight bout, Ryan McDonald.
Right, I think he took a couple of them, and he took them like a man, but then he instigated the clinch and instigated a takedown. So
we saw Blair and Bader up against the fence for a short time, and they decided it's more fun in the middle of the ring as we see a takedown attempt from Zeus Blair.
And a good sprawl from Jason.
Was nice takedown defense from Jason Bader. As we mentioned, Blair making his debut. Bader, the more experienced fighter, and maybe seeing it there in the takedown defense, Ryan. Full guard for Jason Bader, and now we see some posture out of Zeus Blair out of that full guard, and he rains down a punch.
Right, now it looks like he's stepping over into the half guard.
And indeed he does.
He does have his underhook here, which is good, all the way to mount now.
Wow. The debut fighter, Zeus Blair, mount.
Didn't take long.
Full mount for Zeus Blair on top of the experienced fighter, Jason Bader. The heavyweight fighters trading punches in the initial part of this first round as we move under 1 minute to go, Ryan.
Now I would like to see him sit those knees right under Bader's armpits. That's one of the most uncomfortable mounts, is a high mount. You sit right on their chest cavity, and you can strike really hard from there. So I would like to see him get his knees under him and sit right under those armpits. Looks like Bader's giving up the back here, though.
Here we go, and he does. Bader rolls over, gives up his back to Zeus Blair. A full mount for about 25 seconds there for Zeus Blair as he goes to set in a rear naked choke.
Another rear naked choke. It looks pretty.
And there we have it.
There it is.
Our fourth fight of the evening and our fourth first-round submission victory of the night. Zeus Blair wins his debut fight over the more experienced fighter, Jason Bader. And there we have it. We take a look at the replay, Ryan, and I called it early. I didn't think we were going to see a submission victory again here in this fight, but what do I know? The debut fighter sinks in the rear naked. What are you seeing?
You know, I've trained with a lot of bigger guys with bigger shoulders, and rear nakeds can be tough, you know, but I'm surprised he got that in, you know, as easy as he did.
And he did make it look easy once we saw Jason Bader give his back up.
Right.
It didn't take very long for Zeus Blair to sink in that rear naked choke. And again, as we hear Mike Kendall get the official word, 2 minutes and 26 seconds, 46 seconds of round number one. Zeus Blair gets the victory by rear naked choke. And again, I'm surprised based on how this fight started. Two guys squaring off, Ryan, and who knew the inexperienced fighter goes for the takedown attempt, and it works out good for him. Mike Kendall, our cage announcer, making his way to the ring here for our official decision in our fourth fight of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Dave Jobin, calls a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 46 seconds into the first round. We win by TKO, Zeus Blair.